So before I begin showing like my inks, I thought maybe I could show where I keep them stored. So I keep my ink bottles stored in this uh, Toyo toolbox. It's in a really pretty blue color, and it's the Y350 model, I guess, or type. And yeah, so I really like the color. I think it's really pretty. Anyways, I bought it from my local stationery store. And so in here, I just keep it on my desk like this. And then in here, I have my ink bottles. These are all my ink bottles. I do have some of the Diamine ink vent in here, the ones that I've actually put in a pen. I've kind of just moved here so I remember. And then I have, these are my ink bottles. Usually I would keep the boxes, but I don't know. I think there was one phase where I'm like, actually, I don't want any of the boxes. So I kind of got rid of them, except for the ones that I liked. I don't know. So most of them don't have their boxes and some of them still have their boxes. But yeah, so these are where I keep my ink bottles, and it's just like in a corner on my desk here. Yeah, so let's get to swatching and showing you my bottled inks. Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Retta, and for this video I wanted to show you guys my bottled ink collection and do some swatches of them here. I think I have a lot of bottled inks. They might not seem a lot to some people, or they might seem like a lot to other people, but yeah, I just want to show you guys the inks that I chose to buy a bottle of and do a little bit of swatching, and so I could see them all together too. So yeah, so what I have here to like do the swatching and stuff are these two. I have a Kakimori brass nib on this River City Penco nib holder. It's the short one. And it's really pretty. I don't know the name of the resin. I bought it at a pen show and I forgot to ask him what the name was. He had the long ones and these short ones, and this was the only resin he had left. I think maybe I was there a little late, but this is like the only resin that he had left that I liked. And I do really like, they're darker colors. If anyone knows the name of this resin, please let me know, because I would really love to know. But I tried looking on his website and I couldn't find. So anyway, so that's the first swatching tool. And the second one is the Speedball B1 nib on this Kakimori, what was it, Sakura wood? Anyways, it's a Kakimori one. This one, before I bought this one, this used to be on that one, and you know what I mean. And so yeah, so let's start. I think I want to go by brand. I thought of going by like when I bought them, because I actually know exactly when I bought each bottle and the order in which I purchased them, because I like log my purchases, especially fountain pens and ink, so I know the date and I know how much I paid for something, and I know. So but I think the colors would be all messed up. I just don't think that's like would be the funnest way. So I think the way I'm gonna do it is by brand. I don't have a lot. There's very little. Like I usually have one or two of the brands. I don't have like a lot of one brand. I guess we'll start with the one I have only one of. So my first one would be, this is the Lennon Toolbar Sesame Oil. This one I still have the box for. So let's watch this one first. Very pretty. I really want to try more Lennon Toolbar inks because this one's super pretty, and I don't know, they just like intrigue me. So this one. I also have like a glass of water here for my you know what I mean, you know, to like wash off my, I don't know why I'm explaining that. Anyways, so yeah, this one I've inked a couple of times. I don't know if you can, you probably can't see. It's like right here. My goal this year is to like use my ink bottles more often, and I want all of them to have dents in them. So that's what I want this year. So I want like all of them to be half used. Because I'm also, I think I mentioned this in my fountain pen collection video, I'm also trying to you know, be more mindful of like the inks and stuff that I'm buying. And it's like when you get a lot of ink samples, I don't know why I'm closing that. I need to write with it. When you get a lot of ink samples, I cannot speak and write at the same time. So this is Lennon Toolbar. I really like this ink. I love sesame oil, like in general. Like I add it to, like if I ever, when I marinate or like cook anything, I always add sesame oil. It's one of my favorite, I guess not a condiment, but I guess I would call it a condiment to add things. Anyways, I digress. Anyways, this is a really nice ink. It's well flowing. It looks light here, but as you can see in the writing sample, it does, if you put it in like a thicker nib, then it's pretty dark and legible. It's a really pretty color, and I'm really happy with this one. Something, I'm sorry, I don't mean to sniffle in people's ears. Let me just blow my nose far away. Yeah, I was sick this past week. A lot of people around me got sick, and I was one of them. What was I saying? Oh yeah, a lot of things, actually something a little weird and probably shouldn't admit is that I have never used an ink sample and then bought in a bottle based off liking the ink after trying it. All the bottles I've ever bought are just me buying the bottle without ever trying the ink. And I don't know why I do that, but yeah, I don't know. It's like I either commit or I don't commit. And me trying it beforehand is not a factor. I don't know why it's not a factor. It's probably so counterintuitive. I know the point of samples is to try the ink and then buy the bottle, but anyways, I've never, like all these bottles, I've never tried them before I bought the bottle. That is just, yeah, I know how that sounds crazy. To me, it's even crazy. I'm like, the point of that, and then I never, even if I really like an ink sample, I just don't purchase the ink again because I'm like, I want to try something new. It's crazy. I don't know. My logic doesn't exist sometimes. Anyways, this is the second ink. This is the Sailor Tea Time collection, the Moroccan tea. Where is it? The Moroccan mint tea. I love the packaging. That's so pretty. And this one looks like this. So I have two Sailor inks, these two. I haven't tried a lot of Sailor inks. I think I've tried, the Kitsune Biore ink and the 123. I think that's might be the only other two Sailor inks, because a lot of the places I buy samples don't, like, I like to buy my samples from Venice Pens just because I like the 4 milliliters, and I don't know, I think the swatches on their website are just so enticing to me. Like, I love, because if the swatches on the website aren't I know this sounds stupid, but if the swatches on the website aren't like nice to look at, then or they don't like evoke like this creative, like artistic. I'm not an artistic person, but like I don't know, like if Sailor, sorry. I started writing, so I can't talk anymore. Sailor Moroccan mint tea. I might have to make these swatches a little bit smaller so that they'll actually fit in these 2 pages. But yeah, if I really like how the swatches look, that's the kind of website that I usually buy from. And Vanessa, I don't know what, something about their swatches just makes me like feel excited about buying ink samples and ink. And Vanessa doesn't have Sailor inks, which is kind of sad to me. But so that's why I haven't tried a lot of Sailor inks. But this one actually is the second one this is the second ink bottle that I have ever bought, which is Sailor Rikucha. And I think I saw this ink on Abby C's channel in her ink bottle collection, and I just thought this one was like one of the most beautiful inks she had, and I still do. This is like still one of my favorite inks. It's a beautiful like dark green color, but when it dries it has like a really pretty sheen, and it dries a little bit brown. It's just so pretty. I really like this one. Anyways, this is the second ink bottle that I've ever purchased. How do you spell this? Right. Oh, I already made a mistake. When it doesn't look as extraordinary now, but once it dries, I think it looks really interesting. And I know a lot of people like the Sailor Shirakashi ink, and I really want to try that one, but I feel like it might be quite similar to this, and I don't want to get inks that are too similar to each other. I'm also like that. If I feel like I have something that already looks like something else, I try not to get it because I would rather just use the one that I have. And I don't want to split my use between a bunch of similar things, if that makes sense. And then these two, the last ones that I still have the boxes of, I guess, is kind of how I've been going. The other one is, this one is the Teranishi Guitar ink, the Opera Rose. This one I've used, this one is like, has the biggest dent in it. I don't know if I like turn it like this, you probably couldn't see, but it's like up to here. I'm like not in frame, am I in frame? Anyways, it's like kind of up to here. It has quite a, I don't know why this one of all has a big dent. I don't think I use it more than others, but I guess I do. I really like how this bottle looks. I think it's really pretty. This one, I think I bought it from St. Louis Art Supply, which is, was the first time, and so far that was the last time I bought anything from the St. Louis, the store website. I have nothing against them. It was great. Like, I got my things and everything, but this is the only thing that I've ever bought from them. But they have a lot of really cool things on their, and they do sell samples. of some inks, but they don't have a like they're not a fountain pen store. They're definitely an art supply store, so they don't have a lot of so like other places have bigger selections of fountain pen things, so that's why I don't buy from them often. But if you need, like, they usually have the Taranishi, all the Taranishi inks in stock, so I say if like they're out of stock somewhere, I would. And I think it's a little cheaper on their website too. So anyways, this one's a very pretty dusty rose. I'm sure a lot of people have already seen this one. This one was Taranishi Opera Rose. I haven't been doing line widths. I just noticed that. Anyways, I'm not gonna start now because it's gonna look weird. So yeah, I really want to try other colors from Taranishi. I really like this one, and I think it flows really well out of pens. Yeah, there's a couple of other colors, like Emotional Olive. I really want to try Emotional Olive. I want to try Gentle Green. I really like greens. I don't have the biggest selection of green, like, ink bottles, but I really do like green inks. The next ink is the Ferris Wheel Press, the Purple Jade Rabbit. I bought this at a pen show, I think in 2023, and that was the year of the rabbit, wasn't it? No, 2024 is the year of the rabbit. Oh, it was like the end of the year, so it was for the next year. Anyways, I was born in the year of the rabbit, so I was like, I should, I mean, I know, I felt inclined towards it, you could say. And it's a beautiful, it has a beautiful, this is the only Ferris Wheel Press bottle that I own. And it's a shimmer ink. It's the first shimmer ink we have so far. It's a beautiful bottle, and I really like the color. It's gonna try to get the shimmer to come down. I always struggle with this part. It has a silver shimmer, so it's like a light purple lavender kind of color with a silver shimmer. Oh, there we go. It's starting to go down. And so this one is not the wettest ink, but it's also surprisingly not the driest ink. It's very light, so it looks like it would be quite dry, but it's actually not. It's actually quite well flowing, I would say. I think it flows really nice out of, I mean, if you put it in a really fine nib, it's not gonna flow that well. Just because it's so light, it's like you wouldn't even be able to read it, to be honest. But if you have it in a thicker nib, or even a medium nib is like enough for it. I used it in my Bennu Euphoria with a medium Schmidt nib, and I love it in there. It's just like, and it like shades really nice, and the shimmer comes out. I mean, this is for an ink, for a light shimmery ink. This one is really nice. Is it the Purple Jade Rabbit? Yes, it's the, not just any one, it's the Purple Jade Rabbit. Yeah, it's like once it dries, it has like the, I don't know what it's called, but like on the edges, it's like it like shades, or it like has a border of like really bluey dark. I don't know, you'll see it when it dries, but I really like it. I really like this one. It's not one I use often, but I often like, but then I remember that I have it and I'm like, oh, I should use that more often. But yeah, that's the last one that I have the box for, and the rest I kind of chuck the boxes for it. I don't know why. I go through phases. Sometimes I'm impulsive and I'm like, actually, I don't want any of the packaging. I'm surprised I still have the boxes to my fountain pens, but I keep them just in case I want to sell them. So these are all wet still, but you can see how this one's starting to, I've laid down a lot of ink, guys. I put a lot of ink down on the pages, and I don't know how I'm gonna fit the rest in this page because I kind of, so I took up a lot of space. This one's gonna be cramped. Yeah, this side's gonna be a little bit cramped. We're gonna go like that. I think that would be the best way to preserve our space. So I think the next brand I'll do is Pilot Iroshizuku, because I have one big bottle, and then I have 4 of the smaller. Oops, sorry guys. Sorry. There we go. And then, oh, I guess I have 3 of the smaller. Yeah. So I have one big bottle like this, and I have 3 smaller bottles like this. Am I recording? I can't tell. Oh yes, I am recording. I was a little bit worried for a second. I was like, am I even recording this? Anyways, I have 3 smaller bottles and I have 1 big bottle. And this big bottle is actually my first bottle of ink ever that I ever bought. I bought my first fountain pen, and then I bought this bottle. And then I have these 3 little ones right here. So the first one I'll swatch is my first one ever, and my bigger bottle, which is Yamaguri. Sounded so Yamaguri. That sounded so like I don't know, like like American South. Yamaguri. Anyways, so yeah, so let's do this one first. So this is like a dark, oh, this one I've actually used a bit of too, because it was my first one. So here we're gonna do a little bit of a smaller ink swatches so I can fit the inks in these 2 pages, and I think I'll go back and forth so that we can preserve our space. This one. Pilot Iroshizuku. Yamaguri. I mean, these are so like well-behaved inks. They flow really well. I mean, I know they're more expensive than others, but I'm glad that it's the first one I bought because it was a good experience. And I feel like if the first ink I bought was like a really dry ink, or like or really wet ink, or like a non-well-behaving ink, I feel like that would have put me off a little. So I'm glad I went for, I don't know why. I bought it off of Amazon, so it wasn't as expensive as like if you buy it from like a regular retailer. I think it was maybe 18 or 15 or something of the sort. So And then so the next one I got is this one, which is the is I gonna okay. This is Pilot Roshizuku Tsukushi. This one's the discontinued brown ink. So this one they still have, and this one's no longer. Sorry for the interruption. Probably don't know if you guys heard that or not. Anyways, yeah, so this is so the Yamaguri is kind of more of a cooler toned browny color, and this one's way like more of a red color. I think I'll do it right here. I don't know if you can already see like the how warm Tsukushi is compared to Yamaguri. But this one actually, I was watching a video, and I was just like, do you know what? And I think they had this ink. They had this ink, and I was like, man, I want to see if like what the price is of people, like, you know, because you know people be reselling like these like Tsukushi and Inaho like for like exorbitant amounts of money, because they're discontinued. So I was like, let me go and look and see like how much, like what is it getting sold for, and stuff like that. And I was looking, and then on Cloth and Paper, the website Cloth and Paper that does like ring binders and planner things, and they had they had this ink. They were like selling like little mini bottles of Pilot Roshizuku inks, like these 15 milliliter bottles, and they had Tsukushi. They were selling Tsukushi. I was like, that is so interesting, and I bought 2 of them, and they were selling them for the regular retail price of like $9 or something. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I got lucky to find it when I did, I felt like. And the next one is Kirisame. So actually, I know I said before that I never, like, this is the one that I bought after trying a sample. This is the only one bottle. This 15 milliliter bottle is the only one that I tried the sample of first, which is interesting to me. And I still have a little bit of the sample too. Then I heard it was getting discontinued, and then I was like, I should just buy. But I didn't want to buy a big bottle because as much as I love an ink, ooh, wow, this has a problem with the focusing. Sorry guys. If it's ever out of focus, I'm sorry. I'll try to be diligent and make sure that I'm like watching. So yeah, it's a nice gray color. It's a warmer gray. I actually really like, so I like this one, but I also really like the Fuyu Syogun, like the one that's still in the line. That's actually a gray that I like. Like I'm good with either one, but then I was like, well, that one I can get later on because it's still available. So I'll just buy this little one because it might not be. But as much as I like an ink, the chances of me like finishing these inks is not high. So I was like, instead of getting 50 milliliters, I'll just get the 15 milliliters. Will I regret it? Probably not. I tried to like dispel of my FOMO, because I know FOMO is like a big thing. Like, oh, it's not going to be available anymore. It's going to be sold out. It's limited edition, all those things. But I try to like not try to not get sucked into that and tell myself they're just things. I'm sure there's like the color still exists in the world. If it really matters that much, you'll find it. Again, you probably will forget about it actually because it's not that deep, you know? That's what I try to tell myself. So the next one, the last Pilot Uroshizuku ink mini bottle that I have is Yamabudo. Yamabudo. This one's a really pretty, I think this one's one of their more popular colors. And I think for good reason. I think it's really pretty color. I think if I could go back in time, I might have not bought in a whole bottle of it. I think because it's a little bit similar to Waringall's, or like it's in the same kind of color family as Warringal Pride and Prejudice, and I really like that one. Like I was like, if I could have like buy a bottle of that one instead of this one, I would have. But like I said before, I don't like to have like a lot of bottles of the same color. Like since I have this one, I'm not gonna buy unless I finish this one. Sorry for the shaking. Unless I finish this one, I probably wouldn't buy the Pride and Prejudice because I just don't want a bunch of the same thing, and I'd rather just use the one that I have. I might get another sample of the other one, but so this one. Cute. I was about to write Pride and Prejudice. Yamabudo. Maybe I can make it into a heart. Nope, didn't work. Now it's just a bigger blob. So those are all my Pilot Uroshizuku inks. Okay, the next one, don't have that much left. I think the next ones that I have a couple of are these diamine ones. I have 3 diamine ones. These 2 I bought from Galen Leather. That's why they're 30 mil. So this is like the regular 30 mil that you'd buy in America. And then these are the ones, I don't know if all of Europe or just Galen Leather, but these are the ones I bought from Galen Leather. So they're the same size, but they're in glass bottles and they look more old-timey, more vintagey. So yeah. And this one is from the ink vent of this year. So let's start. This is the first one I got was this one. This is Diamine from their music collection in Handel. That sounds more European. Handel. So this one's a very pretty, this one flows really well. I think we all know Diamine inks flow particularly well, and this one is no exception. This is like, actually, now that I'm looking at it, I didn't think this before, but I'm starting to, this kind of like Ume Murasaki, I would say. Like the Tatsuya Ume Murasaki. It's purple, but it's a little bit darker and it's like a little bit darker, more browny purple kind of color. Let's just dip our pen. Yeah, I really like this one. It really flows well. I actually thought it would be similar. When I swatched the Forest Gâteau ink vent ink, I thought they were very similar colors, but now that I'm looking at it here, they're not even close. So that's the first diamine bottle I bought when I made a purchase from Galen Leather. I just added it because they're pretty good price, I think, and I really like the bottles. The second one I got was a Galen Leather exclusive diamine ink, Cappadocia, which is a city, I believe, in, oh, and it has a beautiful green, bluey teal shimmer. I believe Cappadocia is a city in Turkey, and it's like a place that has a lot of like hot air balloons, hence the hot air balloon. I think that's this one. I would say I would call it a very dynamic ink. It has a lot going on. It's like a, oh, it's a dark green color with a red sheen and like the shimmer that you just saw. So yeah, you got a lot going on. Pen. Yeah, that's not. This is really turning into a little mess, isn't it? I should have stamped some. I got an ink bottle stamp. I don't know why I didn't use it. I should have stamped to like measure my things. But this is the result of a lack of preparation on my part. It's okay. I'm learning. A little bit forward. And the last diamine ink I have is one of my more recent ones, and it's the Good Tidings from the Good Tidings from the Black Ink Mint of this year, and it's an extreme sheen. I don't know why I'm shaking it. Okay. When I write with this one, it's like, this one's a little bit took me by surprise. At first, when I opened this day up, I was like, I don't know if I really was like, I wasn't as excited. You know, it's like I was like, wow, this is such an unexciting ink for the last day of the ink vent. But when you take a water brush to this, it's like super, like it got purple and blue, and it's like, but when you write with it, it just looks black. Which is like, so I think this is definitely a better ink for people who, I don't know, maybe do like art and stuff, or like, yeah, I think this is really good for people. Or if you really just want a black ink with something special, this is a good one. I don't know. I think I've used it in a pen. It's Good Tidings. Yeah. I've used it in a pen before, and it does have like some purpley, like if it's really light, but like it does have that like green, really strong green sheen. I don't know, I'm just like a little bit how do I say this? I'm unsure. I'm just unsure of my feelings for it. I think I gotta use it in more, like, in different pens and stuff. I mean, to get a good, like, handle on how I'm feeling about it. And then I have two Dominant Industry inks. These are my favorite bottles. Like, if I had to pick my favorite kind of ink bottles, these are it. I just love the roundness. I love the fact that it's like, I don't know, I just really love these bottles. This is like the kind I like even more than the Pilot Roshizuku big bottle, which I know is a fan favorite, but these are so pretty. So the first one I got was the Autumn Forest, the Dominant Industry Autumn Forest, which is that light green, or the green with the rose gold shimmer or pink shimmer. This one's so pretty. This one's very, I believe, popular, and it's for a good reason, because it's really pretty. This is the one that it's like, I always say, like, I want to use this one more, and I don't, like, I mean, I don't remember the last time I used it, which is sad to me, but I always want to use it more. Like, but so that's like why I'm thinking this year I try to use up my ink samples and like focus on using my my bottles more often, so that I can, you know, use them more often, because I do want to. Like, I really do like the bottles. There's only a couple bottles I've ever, because, you know, I don't really try the ink before I buy the bottle. There's only a couple of bottles that I was like, actually, I don't like this one. And the one bottle I sold because I bought it and it was a complete flop for me was the, there's a Wearingeul Lost. So it's like a light blue color, and it was so dry. It was just such a dry ink. This one's not dry. But yeah, it was just so dry, and I just like, I can't, it's not even worth, because it was such, it was quite a basic color. So I was like, this is not even worth all of this. Like, it just gave me so many issues, and I was like, it's not worth it. The color's not worth it. It's not an amazing or unique color for me to be struggling this hard. You know what I mean? So yeah. So I sold it. And now someone who hopefully loves it is using it. And then the next one I have is the Wonder Pens exclusive ginger chicken. This one's very pretty too. I think this is the only color I have of this sort. I don't really repeat on a lot of colors, so most of the colors I have is, it's like the, it's nice orangey. I think I spent too much money on this one though. I feel like I could have found this color in other places, because I bought it from Wonder Pens, which is in Canada, and I'm in the US. But, and then to get free shipping, you have to, you know, I think it's like $200, or is it $250? Like, you gotta, oh, sorry. Anyways, to get free shipping, you have to spend like $250 or something, and it's like, well, I don't want anything else. I kind of just want this ink. When it came back in stock, I was like, oh, I really like this ink. I want to. And so I had just paid for shipping, and the shipping made it like, I don't know, I think it might have been like, it almost doubled the price. I know that. Maybe it was $10 or something, but I was like, should I have bought this? Should I have bought, like, paid the extra $10? I'm sure I could find another orange, but it's still pretty. I don't regret buying it. Because it's so pretty. But this is also one that I wish I used more. Let's scooch this up. Will I be able? I think I'll be able to fit. I got 2 more, and I think I'll be able to fit it in here. Anyways, but yeah, this one's a pretty orange, dark orange color. Also flows very well. I feel like all the Dominant Industry inks that I've tried, which is actually not many now that I think about it, they work pretty well and they flow well. This one flows well and that one flows well. And then I have the Robert Oster. I only have one Robert Oster, and it's Jewel in the Crown. And it has I don't know if you can, it has like a champagne taupey shimmer. And this is, oh, it has a lot of shimmer too. But this is like one of like my favorite type, like colors of shimmer. I don't know, like this one's so pretty. This one I also kind of bought just seeing a swatch card when I was at the pen show this year, 2024. It was, I don't know, the swatch card just like, it was a local, I guess not local to me. It was a stationery store in my, that's in my state, that was there. I think they're more north. They're kind of far from me. They had like their swatch cards and stuff of their inks. And this one it just jumped out. It was so beautiful. It's like a sagey green. I'm just making weird shaped swatches here. It's like a sagey green, and it has the shading and like the shimmer, and it's so pretty. I love green inks with shimmer. They're just like, they're some of my favorite inks, and they're like, I'm always tempted to purchase them or to try them, but I try to tell myself, I don't know, just get a sample. You don't need a bottle of it. It may be in the future. Like for instance, y'all, I really messed up the spacing on this on this swatch page. That's it. I will be more prepared next time. Anyways, yeah, like whenever I see a green ink with shimmer, I'm like, I want to try it. I really like it. I've never tried it before, but I know that I like it because it's pretty. Anyways, I'm just like talking gibberish. So the last ink bottle that I own is, oh, I opened it, but did I show it? I like getting ready to swatch and I didn't even show it. Roaring Klinger Alt Gold Grun. Yeah. Another green ink. This one, I really like this color, but actually this ink is so good to like mix with other inks because it's a well-flowing, it's standard ink. It's a well-flowing standard ink, and I feel like when I need to like so I've mixed it with 2 inks that are like also on the greeny yellow side that were just like too light or too dry. I always add this one, and then like it makes it way better. For instance, the first time I tried mixing this with other inks was Waringal Tinkerbell. That one's such a dry and light ink. Like it was very difficult to write with. So I added some of this I added this ink. Oh, is that where the dots go? Yes. Yeah. So I added this ink and it just makes it better. So I kind of, and then with the Diamine lemon and lime ink from the ink vent, I also added this. If you saw my currently ink, this is like, it's this mixed with that, and that makes it 1,000 times better too. And it kind of just like makes me have green inks with shimmer. Like, I mean, now I just like make my own. So that's all the ink bottles that I own. So this, I did not do my formatting right, obviously. But maybe we'll do some close-ups. On this side, they're dry. So this is Lennon Toolbar Sesame Oil. Very pretty. It's a very legible light brown beigey color. Flows really well. This one, Sailor Moroccan Mint Tea. This one has, I would say, an average flow. Not super wet. Also not the driest. So, but it's a pretty yellowy mustard. I guess maybe not mustard. It's like a yellowy, no, it's like a kind of like a mustardy yellowy color. And it has really pretty, like, if you can see the words have like an outline of like a darker outline. It's really pretty. This is Sailor Rakucha, and it's like has shading. I put a lot of ink down, so that's why you can't see as much shading, but it has the border is like a rusty red color. It's so pretty. I really like this one. We have Teranishi. I put a lot of ink down on these. That's why I should focus on less ink, more shading. Anyways, this one's really pretty. And then this one, look how pretty that is. Oh my God, look at that. Do you see like the outline of the dark purple? Like it's a dark bluey purple color. Like that's just, this is a very, I really am pleased with this ink. It's so pretty. It's like a dark outline. It has shading. It has like a blue, it's like purple, lavendery light with a, that's like a pink base and like blue shading and a blue purpley outline and a silver shimmer. It's so pretty. Anyways. And then we have Pilot Uroshizuku Yamaguri, which is, it's like a purpley brown color. Like a cooler toned purpley brown is like, that's what I don't know if it's, that's what I'm seeing from it. I don't know if you could see it in the quality, the lighting, not the best for me, but you can see how the difference, I guess, in the writing samples. Like Sakushi it has like a green sheen and it's way more red. It's like a reddish brown. Kirisame is a pretty gray color, purpley gray with a little bit of a pinky tone, I would say. And then Yamabudo, beautiful magenta with a yellow golden sheen. Handle, Hondel, Diamine Hondel. Yeah, like a dark brown purpley. It's like a dark purpley brown color. And it has like an outline, like that, like a black outline around it when it dries. Oh, and then we have Diamine Cappadocia. See how there's so much going on here? Like the shimmer is like crazy. And then it has a dark green base that you kind of can see through the shimmer. And then the sheen is like the reddish, rusty red color. Yeah, that one got a lot going on. It's very pretty. And then Diamine Good Tidings, the extreme sheen. You can see the green sheen. But I guess this one is a nice black. To me, it's like a black with a little bit of sheen, or a lot of sheen. But like that's the interesting part. And then this one, Dominant Industry Autumn Forest, a beautiful green color with that pink shimmer, so pretty. And then we have the ones on the bottom are still a little bit wet, but this one is just a nice burnt orange. It's a brighter burnt orange, I would say. It's not that dark, but it's very pretty. It's a standard, nice standard ink. And then we have Robert Oster Jewel in the Crown. So beautiful. This one's so pretty. It's like, I don't know if you can see it. I'm trying to like move it so you can see the angles. But it's a sage green with a like, it shades with like a lot of pink. Like the shading has like pink in it. And then like the champagne, maybe you can see it in the writing sample. I don't know if you can see it, but it's a beautiful color. And then it has like that champagne taupey shimmer. It's very pretty. I really like this ink. And the last one is our Roaring Klinger Alt Gold Grün. Yeah, it's a beautiful standard green ink. And those are my ink bottles. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 ink bottles. Not too bad. Kind of a lot. Will I ever get through them in my life? I wonder. But yeah, I really like my selection. I kind of I don't think of what I have or what I don't have. I kind of just think, or what I used to think when I was buying ink bottles is just what I like. It's like what intrigued me. That's kind of my thought process. Is it intriguing? Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed and have a nice day. Thank you.